Did
the
anybody
programs and
not watch the
close.
show Veep?
I haven't, but
Oh my God, it's one of the greatest shows of all time. I watched every episode. It was always the POTUS was shitting on her, and she'd be in some bullshit ice cream place, and I mean, it was just never ending that she never got a chance to do anything. It's just if you don't understand, I'm going to go ahead and have a CTE moment here, and
mm,
just I've got to jump because before we get into talking too much politics, was my brain trauma so severe? And I'm asking this especially for anybody out there that's put on a red hat and who Donald Trump is their guy, which is your absolute choice as an American. And but I know that I've taken a lot of shots, and you guys, you make it evident on some of your comments because anytime I don't agree with you, I've got brain damage when it's actually the other way around. But so in 2016, the same guy that's running now, who's informing us that this is the last time we'll ever have to vote.
I think it's just for the Christians, though. I think he said, but I
That's the
mean,
new spin. But I took it as a Democrat sitting on my couch. I took it as don't worry. But number one, dude, I don't. I know a lot of people think a lot of you, but you're not immortal. So that's you're gonna have to deal with that sooner or later. Um, but wasn't it the same cat that ran his basic platform in 2000 when he ran against Hillary was he was going to build the wall and Mexico was going to pay for it.
yeah, it
And
happened.
no, I think they
Damn it.
built 70 feet of wall. Was,
That we
that
paid
was,
for, by the way.
no, it was actually like, I think it
Okay.
was like 38 new miles of, I don't know, I don't have it. I'm not going to, it's so minuscule to what he said he was going to do, and he was trying to get Department of Defense money at one point to do it because I guess Mexico wasn't in agreement the whole time he was telling us that Mexico was. So there was a border situation then because he ran on it and he didn't do anything to solve it. COVID made it possible to absolutely shut the borders down. And unless we get another pandemic, I just don't. People say, oh, if you're fine with the way. I said, if Kevin Nash was president, I might put a minefield across that motherfucker. No, I don't. I don't want people, I don't want open borders. I don't want people with guns that we provide them coming
Right.
back in and causing crime. But I also, to the people that point out the fact to me that these illegal immigrants are getting $400 hotel rooms in New York City. Yeah, they're getting $400 hotel rooms in New York City after the fucking after Abbott puts them on a
Bust them
fucking
up.
bus and sends them to fucking New York City and every other sanctuary city. It's guys, we got to get on the same page here. Then one guy said, I just want to go on record to say that from my understanding, it's cost us almost $2 billion to house and take care of these illegals. $2 billion? Do you know what our fucking deficit is? The one that's in red?
Mm-hmm.
That fucking it's like at 100 trillion? Really? Two billion? What's that like? Fucking weekend at Bernie's worth of fucking 200 or 2,000 pound bombs to Israel?
I don't want to go MAGA on everybody, but the immigration issue is a little fucked because, first of all, it's nothing new. I mean, I remember the
It's not.
discussion during the Obama administration.
Yeah, naming the administration. I can't name a time in my life where it wasn't a fucking problem.
There wasn't a time in your life when it wasn't a problem. It's just the problem now, and I have to fault Biden a little bit, or his people, whoever's pulling the strings there, that they were more worried about the messaging of how to handle immigration than they were about a solution. And that's where I understand why Donald Trump got elected in 2016, because they were tired of politicians like that. Because it's a very political Washington thing to fucking do. Oh, what's the messaging here for the party?
It's the I call it the Ellis Island message. This country was built on immigration, and therefore we should have this open door policy. And it's just
But it wasn't an open door policy then either,
no,
which is
no. That's the whole thing because you can't teach history anymore.
It's not state tested, so fuck
Yeah,
it. Get it in if you can.
So it's one of those situations where, but at the same time, it's a, and I don't know what the numbers are economically, but I know it's over $1 trillion that the illegals are responsible for in agriculture as far as in our economy. Because ain't no white people out in them fucking fields picking
In the
shit.
fields, yeah. No, I get that, but
So there's an ebb and flow, and you got to find a happy medium.
But it's a metric that has to be monitored.
Yes,
and you tighten or loosen the gauges depending on that number. But they were too scared in the last 4 years to do that because of what it would look like for the Latino vote specifically.
But then at the same time, and it was absolutely a political stunt. It was too much, too late. But Biden put the bill together. He had it put together by that very conservative Republican who, when he did the State of the Union, he said, "Hey, did we try to put this through?" But the Republicans already said, "No, man, you caused this arbitrage. We're not going to let you get bailed out."
More politics.
More politics. And in the meantime, see, they'd rather play politics.
Mm-hmm. Sides.
Both sides. They'd rather play politics than ever do anything for the American people. And then everybody sits there and says, "You're out of touch with the middle class person. You're out of touch. I have to work this and I have to work that." Why don't you look at that plan 2025 that I know that Trump in no way, form, or fashion is saying that he's behind it, but look at the 60-hour work weeks where they can lump them together and you get no overtime. Look at some of these nice little tidbits that they've got for the middle class in there before you put on your red hat and run your mouth and tell me I got brain damage, because it's not going to affect me.
Never got that. None of the policies will service the middle class. It's frightening. They talk about tax cuts. They'll never see them. They'll never see them at that. We had graphs for people, if you want to go back. I don't remember what episode it was, but we brought you some graphs to where the tax cuts benefited.
And I want everybody out there to know for a fact, I'm 65 years old. I have forgotten 80% of what most of you motherfuckers out there will know, or commonly right now know yourselves. I grew up in an 800 square foot house, and I in no way had a silver spoon anywhere in my mouth. My father died when I was 8 years old. Grew up during the riots, and then after that, in '68, the year my father died, he happened to die on the exact same day as Martin Luther King, and shit hit the fan again. I promise you, I did not wake up at birth and my mom was holding me on the teacups at fucking Disneyland. And don't tell me I don't know, I'm out of touch. Oh, he's been a millionaire. You know what? So the guy that wins the lotto, right? The guy that wins the lotto, and he's been a welder for 30 years. All of a sudden, what, man? He's rich now. He's a millionaire. He has no idea what it is to fucking put a hard day's work in. How is it I look the way I do at 65 years old? Because I'm undisciplined? Because I'm not motivated? Because I'm not fucking a one percenter? Why? You explain it to me. How did I make it with no dad out of fucking the south side of Detroit? How did I become a multimillionaire? Nothing was handed to me. So why? Because why? I have more drive than you? I'm more disciplined? God made me, God made me 6'10", if you want to go with the Christian National fucking group. I don't know. All I know is fucking do something. Quit bitching. Quit typing shit about how fucking bad you got it, and fucking get that. There's plenty of jobs out there. I worked 3 fucking jobs to put my wife through school. Cash. We don't have no student loans. I put my wife through school fucking bouncing. Don't tell me I don't know shit about fucking putting in a day's work. Fuck off.
There's an inherent class envy in this country, and what a lot of people fail to make the distinction between is who inherited the money and who worked for the money. I understand someone talking about some
Yeah, it would be nice to
Rupert Murdoch
fucking
or something, but
yeah, it would be nice to wake up and
Kennedys.
have 417. Hey, Sean, I'm gonna give you $417 million. Think you could fucking good with that?
Do something with it, yeah.
Besides bankrupt 6 times?
Yeah, but no, agreed. Heathen Trucker said Kevin Sean might be doofs sometimes, but my God, this is still my favorite podcast. Heathen, is that because we are doofs? Maybe so we should keep the doofusness going
Isn't
for you.
every-
I don't know.